speaking with Buddhist monk psychotherapist Nick Keomahavong. So I see he has joined. Now I'm just waiting for his request. Ah, there we go. Yay, Nick! Oh my goodness! Hi, Nick.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Yes, good to see you. So right now, we are here with a good friend of mine, been a friend of mine for over 20 years. This is Nick Keomahavong. He is a Buddhist monk and a psychotherapist currently in Thailand right now. And we wanted to get together on IG Live just to kind of speak on things that might help us out to get through this pandemic. So we're going to be speaking for about 45 minutes, and hopefully the things that we talk about here will help you guys get through this pandemic with a lot more ease and peace. So welcome, and Nick, thank you so much, Nick, for joining. Oh my gosh. And guys, let me just tell you, it's been a year
Yes.
since I've seen Nick. So like, this is very emotional for me to see Nick. It's like really nice to see you and look at you, just like with your
Right.
what do you call this? I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound
My robes.
your robes. Thank you.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are joining right now, this will be on for 24 hours, but we're just gonna speak on a couple of topics that hopefully will help you. So Nick, can you introduce yourself? Just give a short origin story of who you are and how you became a monk, and then we'll just kind of go from there.
Yeah. So first off, Mel, thank you for
Yeah.
having me on.
Mhm.
Like you said, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you like this in years,
I know.
So it's nice. And just to put it out there for me, I'm very nervous. This is new for me. I haven't been on an Instagram Live. The first time was just, the day before. So coming on here, having eyes on me, it's just very different. But 5 minutes before we came on, I thought it was showtime. I was stretching, I was nervous.
Okay, so guys, really quick, I have to say just at least my affiliation with Nick before he goes on to his origin story. So I've known Nick since like the early 2000s. We met at the old Culture Shock Dance Center when it was at the Navy base in Point Loma. And I was taking class, he was taking class. We're both taking class with Culture Shock. He got on this all-male group called Formality at the time, and
Right.
and then he eventually got on Culture Shock, and he's basically made a nice mark in the San Diego dance community, being involved in many different groups, and so he's a dancer, so he knows this life. He
Right.
knows me, in and out in terms of dance, and we just have a really good relationship. So sorry to cut you off, Nick, but yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So really for me, my background is, like Mel said, just as a dancer, doing the hip hop, the ballet, modern, jazz, contemporary, Mesa College,
Yes.
shout outs to everyone. Also on top of that is for myself, I've been in the mental health field for the past 10 years, working in all aspects from foster care to a hospice dealing with grief and loss, then moving up to Malibu and dealing with drug addiction. So just working with a lot of successful people who just come and again experiencing mental health issues, addiction, and all that stuff. But then after that, I just went to Thailand. I've been here for 2 years, and for me, I wanted to take this time to really develop myself and to heal. And even being a licensed marriage and family therapist, for me, I wanted to know how the East heals. When we talk about something deeper where I want to heal my soul, I want to heal my spirit, something is off, something is missing. What is that? What is that? And for me, I felt like a responsibility as a practitioner, as a therapist. In order for me to help my clients genuinely, I felt like I had a duty and a responsibility to come train and heal myself. And
absolutely.
2 years later, I'm here.
Oh,
Instagramming live from you guys from Thailand.
And much respect to you, because you do have a big responsibility if, as someone who is a licensed therapist, marriage, family counseling, it's just like, I think anything in life, if we're gonna get in a relationship or do something, you know, do things for others, like give back to others, we need to make sure that we are good first. I think things get confused. I know for me, it did for a really long time, that I felt like I had to always give, but I never took care of myself. And I never understood why I was always struggling, until I realized in my late 30s that I needed to be selfish, and I had to say that word in my mind, be selfish, and make sure I'm good in order for me to be good in another relationship, whether it's romantic or just kind of giving back to my community. So
Yeah, and for me there was yeah, thank you. And for me there was always something nagging at me where I didn't want to be a fraud.
yeah.
You know, I didn't want to, when people are helping other people, we've all done it before, where you give that advice and deep down inside there's a small voice, you're like, damn.
Yeah.
I don't even do that.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, dang, I'm giving these people, telling them ways to not be so stressed, not be so addicted to social media, not be so depressed and lonely, and you're gonna be fine and everything is gonna be great. But then it's like, wait, can I follow that myself? And for me, I didn't want to have that anymore. Anything that I taught, anything that I spoke, I wanted to be authentic and just pure. I've been there, I've done that. And I'm not here to give advice, but really just to share the experience and the wisdom. This is what I've done. This is what worked for me. And because I don't want you to suffer the way I did, or as much as I did, here it is. Take it if you want, don't take it if you want, and that's okay.
Yes.
Not a big deal. But I didn't want to be a fraud any longer.
Yes. Well, thank you for that. And it looks like we have some people online who know you as SC Loves Blue. I don't know.
Oh, it's on. Hello.
But you got people who know you here. So thank you for joining us. Again, if you're just joining us now, we are speaking with Nick Keomahavong, San Diego native. He is a Buddhist monk and a licensed psychotherapist who is currently in Thailand. And we're speaking just on topics and ways to take care of ourselves during this pandemic. So actually, why don't we just kind of start with just how to adjust in this situation? I think in my view, there's like two different ways we can look at it. Either people are adjusting really well and just following the orders of what the governor has been giving us in terms of social distancing, or there's people who are super resistant, who are protesting. We just had a big protest in San Diego yesterday where people want to come back and get back to work. So there's a lot of just yin and yang of how we're handling it. But let's hear from you. What are your thoughts on adjusting to this completely new lifestyle that we were forced to get into?
Yeah. The first thing we need to understand is that we're going into a new era. So I know your face is like, what did he just say?
Yeah.
But really, if you look at history, where we went from like agriculture age, and then we went to like technology age, or industrial age, and then we went to the information age and technology.
Yes.
And now what we entered in is the age of wisdom. And Covey talked about this in his book, where we're entering a new era, and why it's so chaotic and it's so weird and it's so strange, and we don't even have the words of what is happening.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Because what we did is we stepped into a new era and we're feeling it. And in this new era is we need to access wisdom. And the wisdom, what that means is everything that we've been preaching, all the hashtags that we have on Instagram, and do you follow your dreams and be strong? Well, now in this new age, you actually have to live them. You actually have to practice them. You actually have to get quiet and really take care of yourself. Have a sacred space. You can be amazing. You can pursue your life. You can be all that. But at the same time, develop your foundation and get stronger. And why so many people are struggling. There's some people, same situation, same pandemic, same thing. Of course, details are very different. but some people have the mindset where they're able to adjust and they're doing fine. And some people struggle a little bit more. And for me, I'll just speak because it's so big, but I'll just speak a very small, narrow part. And one thing to take away from this is in every crisis, there's times for opportunity. And for us, it's really take this opportunity to get our foundation set. Our foundation is not strong and it hasn't been strong.
Right.
So now when things hit, you're like, oh my God, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't take the time. I was a little bit careless because I kind of lived in the moment, free spirit, great. That's great. And that's an amazing part. But at the same time, have your foundation. And for me, I feel like something that has always worked for me and the topic that keeps coming up with people who do well is they live in two extremes. What that means is for me, I'm very disciplined, very disciplined. I do my stuff. I save, I plan, I get all my ducks in a row. But at the same time, I'm fearless and I'm go. But I do both at the same time. And there's people out there, like the person that comes to my mind is like Eddie G. You know how
shout out to Eddie.
Yeah, shout out to Eddie, where he's like, you know, doing his job and he's doing his business and he's taking time for meditation and he's learning wisdom and he's incorporating it. And people don't know this about him or may not know this about him, but he takes the time to do the self-care, to save, to all this stuff that he's teaching and practicing. And he's very disciplined, very disciplined. But at the same time, he'll get on a plane and he's in Europe somewhere.
Which,
you know, he's in a battle.
He's currently in Europe.
Yeah. If someone calls him and they're like, yo, we need you for a battle, he's there.
Yeah.
But he can do that because his foundation is solid. So for me is wherever you guys are in your life, it's okay. Pursue whatever you got to do. But at the same time, have a very regimen, discipline, get your foundation set. So when a crisis hits, you're ready. So when an opportunity hits, you're ready. Someone calls and they're like, Mel, we need you to go to Switzerland now. And you're like, dude, I don't have to worry about my finances. I don't have to worry about these things. And I'm just all set to go. But for me is what's helpful for everyone out there is make sure, pursue your dreams. But in order for that to happen, get your foundation as clean, as solid as possible. So again, it's craziness going on around the world, and it exposes the fact of how important it is for us to develop our foundation. And foundation means spiritual foundation, economic, financial foundation, your emotional foundation, your intellectual foundation. There's all parts of us, and we need to get it solid.
Sorry to cut you off. I just want to ask a question. This is a question for myself and maybe anyone there who is really just lost in getting their foundation together. What is some advice that you can say to even start? Like, what if we don't even know what foundation means? What if we don't know where to start? So how do we even get ourselves or develop a foundation to get ourselves disciplined the way you're disciplined, the way Eddie G's or Eddie Styles is disciplined? Like, what are some bare bones basics some tools you can offer in how to even make that happen?
Yeah, good question. Because again, when things hit us like this, they're big world pandemics or even like small scale things in our life that gets kind of chaotic, all the same thing. But for me, the first thing I always do is just stop. Just take a break, take a deep breath, and go like Mel style, and just breathe, and everything will be okay, and we will get through this. The second thing is when you have that space, now start with cleaning your physical space.
Okay.
For now, like clean.
Yeah.
Clean. Because when it's cluttered, I can't even think straight.
Yeah.
When I go in my car and it's stress, and okay, I was stressed before, and now I'm just anxious. Yeah. I'm not even stressed. I'm stressed and anxious. And then you go into your house and it's your closet is dirty and it's messy and your sink is full and you're like, okay, now I'm stressed, I'm anxious, and now I'm worried.
Yeah.
And it just keeps, literally, it keeps piling up. So what do? You take the pile away. So just slowly go through every space in your physical world, your house, your car, your closet, your computer, you know, and start cleaning.
Yeah.
Start cleaning.
Even our phone.
Look at how
clean that.
Right.
Stop hoarding pictures. Stop hoarding apps. We don't use these games.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. It's like I need this picture because so I can post the circa 2008. Well, you know what? Just delete it for now.
Right.
Delete it for now because you need space. And for you nodded so big for that. What is that?
Well, because I'm doing it right now, like and I, you know, I don't mean to direct this conversation to me. I'm just sharing too, because again, this is two friends talking to each other, but then the rest of the world can pull any of this advice and this experiences that we share and apply it to their life. So it's National Dance Week right now. And
oh, nice.
Yeah, so National Dance Week was the 17th to the 26th. And I've been going in on my hard drive and my phone and my archives on Facebook and getting old pictures and hoarding them on my phone to post this week. But it's been taking up so much time. So I'm just laughing because that's me. I'm hoarding pictures, old pictures, and putting my time in that when it's like, do I really need to do that right now when I'm stressing about finances? You know?
Right.
It's like I've been doing is and this is where I really appreciate you saying take a step back, breathe when there's a crisis, because my auto response to crisis is to not breathe, it's to work. That's my auto response, you know. So when I'm okay cussing, right? In front of
yeah.
Sorry. So when shit hits the fan for me, like I work, and my boyfriend, you know, Jor, he knew that, he recognized it from the jump. Like when I feel stressed out, I clean. When I feel stressed out, I work. I don't stop and meditate, and that's something that Eddie has actually told me. He's like, you need to learn to meditate. Whenever I'm stressing out, that's the first thing he actually says. Meditate. But for me, it's hard to keep quiet. I just go in. So right now, these last couple days, I'm just going to be upfront with you. I've been struggling with money and stressing out. When I started to see the protests happening in Michigan and the protests happening in San Diego, I can't even tell you where my mind went. It just went to, oh my God, we're going to still be in this pandemic. Oh my goodness, I'm not going to have work. Oh, I'm not going to be able to pay rent. And then I won't be able to survive. Like my mind goes all over the place by just seeing something like people protesting, you know. And so and with that, and so I'm like, okay, well, I can't do shit about it right now. Okay, well, let me go in and bring, you know, happy energy and celebrate, you know, National Dance Week. And to me, I think that's okay. But when we're speaking right now, you're saying, you know, when we're in crisis, which is what we are in crisis right now, you say, you know, take a breath and set my foundation. So that's why I asked you, can you go bare bones? Because to this day, I still don't know what that means.
Yeah, and really is just put everything on pause. And it's kind of difficult for us, but where people really understand this concept is when someone passes away. And then when they die. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay, now I can stop. But for us, it's really just take time to stop. Everything will continue. I mean, yes, you can work more and you can freak out and you can keep going, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help. And those things are real. Yeah. Your finances situation is real. I have a house that I'm renting out in San Diego now, and the homeowner lost her business.
Wait, you?
So she, yeah.
Oh, still?
Yeah, my old house. Yeah.
Oh,
so someone is renting.
You're still renting that?
Yeah.
The one in Escondido?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So someone is still living there, and she lost her business. And due to the academic, and for me, yeah, these situations are real.
Yeah.
The money situation is real, but take the wisdom from Buddhism, where they share a story where when you get shot with an arrow, it's painful. It's painful. So just deal with that first arrow. But with a mistake people make is they shoot themselves with the second arrow. Then it's like more stress and more freaking out, and it doesn't help anything. So for now, it's just stop. We just got shot with an arrow. It's painful, and let's just take out this first arrow. The news, stop. There's nothing you need to hear.
Yeah.
Just leave it off. Get off social media. We're in kind of crisis mode, and get yourself centered. Get yourself calm. Get yourself still. And why is this so important? And it intuitively, it doesn't make sense. Oh my God, I need to do something, but let me stay still. Well, why is that important? It's because when you stay still, when your mind is clear and neutral, you can see clearly and you're not reactive. And when you can see clearly, you'll know what to do next. Okay, now that I breathe, okay, I have rent to pay. What do I do next? What steps can I take? Otherwise, then you just freak out. You do more things, and then it creates more problems because you're sloppy and you're messy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so it's like just take a breath, clean, and then with a clear mind, you'll know how to deal with this crisis.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does, and I'm sure it will more once I practice chill,
Yes.
relax.
And yeah, and there's a second part to that is because the mistake that people have is because they're trying to learn these new skills in crisis.
Yeah.
So when I come to you, I'm like, oh, Melissa, wait, time out, meditate. Well, I've never done that. So
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
You haven't developed that tool, that skill, and it's not natural to you.
Yeah.
So for me is now it exposes the importance of having a meditation practice. And even if you don't like meditation, then get quiet, get still, have a reflection time, have a silent time, have a timeout, whatever you want to call it. But learn to make space for that every single day. So then when a crisis hit, you're like, okay, I know how to get there. I've been training for this. I've been training for this.
So I'm sorry to cut you off. Something that I've done a lot more like in the winter break, but I haven't done as much recently, is do like YouTube yoga and stretch and just breathe. Do you consider that like some type of a variation of meditational practice? Is just
Yeah. Yes. Anything that can get anything that can get your mind calm and quiet and go inside of yourself. So the issue that people have is sometimes they'll do that, but it just has so much attention. Then I put it on Facebook, and then here's a, hey, this is me, or I'm doing it on a live thing. How many times have you seen me Instagram live my meditation, my personal meditation? And I don't do that because it's a sacred space. It's time for myself, and what sacred space means is you eliminate all external factors. I don't need this person to have their opinion. I don't need to have likes. I don't need to anything, but this is my time to compress. And the same thing for the physical world, where every day when you shower, you're like, this is my time to relax my physical body. And no one posts their shower stuff, and you know what I mean? Well, some people do now. You know?
I don't know.
People do now.
I'm not surprised.
But I'm saying, yeah, but I'm saying having a space where you don't need to announce it, but every single day, take time to get quiet. You don't need to share. I've been doing this. I've been doing that. Just do it. Just do it. Take time and develop your habit.
Yeah. And this is me. Well, first of all, S I loves blue says, I think anything that you do consciously. So, yeah, I hear you. I think, yeah, I hear you with that. Anything we do consciously, we should kind of keep it, you know, that our sacred space. But I think the world that I live in right now, and I maybe have already gotten lost in this world, is, you know, we're artists, and we're an artist in a digital era. And what is valued right now as an artist in the digital era is numbers. So following, traffic, interaction, engagement. To me, the politically correct way to say I want to be famous is expand my reach. You know, like, you know? So it's like, if you don't, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what we're trying to do, is expand our reach. And when we expand our reach, we are able to get the opportunities that we want to get, because that's what is valued right now. And then I think by what's being pressed, or what's being shared with gurus or people who are considered, you know, the gods of, you know, social media and business and entrepreneur, is they say post 7 times a day. You got to post all the time. You got to post on every outlet. You got to be aggressive. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be perfect. Just post. Your story will be like thinking like that and being like that. And I am currently lost in that world. That's just been my habit. Okay. Oh, posting, stretching, posting this, posting that, going live and all that. You know, this, you know, I'm not gonna lie, this is also part of me sharing the world and helping the world. In my mind, I really do think that us connecting is helping the world, giving back to the world in a way that, like, if people need advice and maybe they've just somehow come across this channel, they can help themselves. But, you know, in a way, it also does help push and help expand my reach. You know, not saying that that's the intention, you know, but that's where things are right now. And so it's hard. It's hard.
Wow, that is stressful.
It is. I see Pauline on there. What's up, Pauline or Paulina?
Yeah, I feel like we're like baby pandas in an exhibit. You know, you just have a webcam on and people are just watching.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and especially right now, there literally is webcams that we can get access to, you know, so we can see the animals and help, like, alleviate stress on others. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I think that's why just us being, at least just me and you coming together and talking about this, I feel like I'm working, but I feel like I'm also lost in this work.
Yeah, so thank you for sharing that. And it's very normal and it's very common.
Yeah.
But for me, social media is not bad, but it's the person who is using it. And, you know, the intention for social media is to connect us. But for me, and advice out there for anyone who is doing YouTube, expanding their reach, all that, I can relate to that completely, because we all want to expand our reach, you know, and to make it bigger. But for me, is pay attention when it gets too much.
Yeah.
And you know, when it gets too much, then scale down. Scale down. And then when you're strong enough, then you can pick it back up. So that's just one tiny tip. But the real main tip for me is, when it gets a bit too overwhelming, go back to your intention.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And many times for me is, people have a good intention and then they start to work, they're in the field and it gets more, and then they lose it.
Yeah.
Then it goes a different path. But anytime it goes a different path, then I try to get myself centered.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, okay, time out. Why am I even doing this? For example, this Instagram live, I'm like, how do you define success? Okay, we're doing an Instagram live in this moment. After this moment, we can look at the analytics, who's there, who came back, what country they're from, who liked it, blah, blah, blah. Let me go through and read all the comments. Let me see what this person said. But for you, after we get off of this thing, how do you define success, if this Instagram live was successful or not?
Are you asking me to answer that right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
How do I define success after this? Well, on a selfish level, I was able to connect with you, and that matters to me. you know, that we were
Right.
able to talk face to face in a camera, because we haven't done this in years. So that to me is
Right.
the takeaway. But so that's my answer of success, is that we
Mm.
connecting is already the good part. To add on to that success, if someone listened and someone really like connected to some of the things that we said and they made a change, even if it's just one person, that's one person who is being a better version of themselves. And that's
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't
And it's interesting.
oh
It's interesting because for me, that's my definition of success with this Instagram Live too. But the thing is, people say that,
and then
but
we think something.
really, yeah, because our intentions aren't pure and
Yeah.
it's not real. Because if it really was 100% pure, you wouldn't even care. I did an Instagram Live yesterday with my friend for the very first time. I haven't even watched it. I don't even know what was said. I don't know, and I don't care.
Mhm.
But really was because it was able to help someone. I genuinely believe that, and it gave me good practice,
Yeah.
just to use technology. And for that, I was so proud. And I went to bed. I patted myself on the back, and I slept like a baby. I was so proud of myself.
Yeah.
So for you, let's take another example because for the people out there, some of you may know or not know, but Melissa is pursuing the B girl stuff, and you're trying to be a B girl at 40, right?
Yeah.
So how then for you on this path, what is your definition for success? How would you know you're successful? Like what if you go there and you don't win competition? Is that a waste of time, or how will you know if this journey was worth it for you? Like what is your gauge for success?
Okay. Good question. And this is my honest answer. So okay, B girl at 40, just in it for almost, in it for almost 4 years. What has been a lot of investment of my time is sharing my narrative. Well, training, obviously, number one, training, and making sure I am connecting with the right people who allow me to enjoy this dance and not get lost. And one of the top people is, Eddie Styles. My boyfriend helps me definitely, to help me stay rooted in making sure that no matter what, at the end of the day, and this is advice I tell people, I need to be in love with this dance. Because if I'm not in love with this dance or the process of becoming a better dancer, it's gonna show. People are gonna see it, you know? And so that's that. That's first and foremost. And then second is to create as many opportunities as I can to share my narrative that I am a 40-year-old woman in a male youth dominated culture that is
Mm,
trying to pursue being an international high level B girl, in a competitor, international competitor. So
mm,
I just want to share that I only started 4 years, almost 4 years ago, that I'm 40 years old and I'm still learning. And I think to me, what will be successful is if people connect to that story and allows people to be like, oh my God, I'm 45 and because of you, and I've seen you put your work in, I now want to dance. I want to dance and I'm 40 or I'm 45 or I'm 50. So to me, that
mm,
defines success, but I won't always hear those stories. People will probably just
right.
see me, but not tell me it's because of watching you that I was able to pursue what I want to do.
Mm,
You know?
yeah.
And and
And
and then to be honest, the gratifying part of that is for someone to let me know, but I know that's not the case. So I just put
yeah.
my story out there and then just trust the universe will reach those people who need it and they will pursue it.
Yeah. So on your journey that you've been on, has it inspired other people
Yes.
so far?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Because they tell me. They tell
Okay. What are
me the work.
some examples? Yeah.
Well, the demographic of my classes, the age level is not the way it used to be. It's not just young people, 18 to 23 or 18 to 25. I've had people as the range is a lot higher. People are in their 50s and their 60s, and believe it or not, in their 70s, taking my hip hop class in a youth dominated class, and they're just enjoying it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we know that. The facts is, and you have proof yourself, where what you're trying to do is to inspire other people that it is possible. Whatever you want to do, put your heart into it and you can reach that. And people have told you it has been helpful. So where people make the mistake is then they go outside for that validation. But for you, it's just know the natural laws that if you live truthfully, automatically it's shifting someone. So for me, even on my YouTube channel is I've been on my path as a therapist, as a dancer, now as a Buddhist monk, and I don't need any comments to let me know because I already know the natural laws that if I have the courage, if I pursue the healer's path to heal myself, if I live authentically, automatically if people watch, it will shift them.
Yeah.
Because everyone has an innate thing that wants that. And for me, I connect to that piece where what is helpful for anyone out there is, again, with this pandemic, with this crisis, it's an opportunity where put everything on hold and go back through your life, get quiet and see, wait a minute, time out. What was I even doing? Why am I even doing Instagram Live? Why am I being a B-girl? Why am I pursuing this new business? Why am I doing YouTube? But everything that you're doing with relationships, every new adventures that you're doing, go back through and reassess and see, wait, am I off? And if that was my original intention, am I still even on the right track? And two, how do I connect with that intention again and remind yourself? And then when you can really get connected to the intention, then start living that way. Where when you're at practice or when you're sessioning with Eddie, and then it's just fun. It's just fun. And go back to, like you said, the love of it. Not, I need to fall in love with it so I can have the endurance to keep going because it's hard. But no, I'm falling in love with it because it really is a beautiful art. It's very physical, emotionally, physically, everything. It takes everything out of you. And for me, I respect. It's so like ghetto hard, but at the same time, so soft inner world as well. So it's like, get back to understanding, why am I doing this? You know, when you're teaching your class at all the different schools, when you're teaching online, why am I doing this? And again, take time to clean, take time to clear. And then when you have the right intention, and when you actually 100% believe and it's pure, everything else will fall away. But for me, I find why people struggle so much is because the intentions aren't pure. Intellectually, you know it. But again, this is the age of wisdom. And we need to incorporate that fully. Like, let it sink into your heart. Let it sink into your mind. Why am I doing this? And for me, on my YouTube channel, I have some videos, almost 400,000 views. And then some videos like 50. Okay. But I really do it because I wanted to go on this path to inspire people to change, to go deep inside of themselves and have courage to change. And I know people won't. So for me, I'm like, because you won't, I'm going to pursue that and you're going to watch me.
And then I love that you articulated that. Sorry to cut you off, but I have that kind of drive in me too. You know, like there's a lot of people who I hear like they just want to like, oh yeah, I want to level up. This is 2020 is the year, blah, blah, blah. And I've seen people talk their shit and say what they want to say, and I'm like, okay, but I already know, like, okay, yeah, but I just do it. You know, but I do share it. You know, I do share it because I want to inspire people or encourage people or maybe fuel people to be like, damn, I'm freaking lazy right now. I need to step it up. Because why is this 40-year-old woman who's only been breaking for 4 years, you know, training hard like this? I need to train hard too. Or people to see, okay, my mind would just went here right now. One of the things that I've been teaching my classes, and Nick, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, even just this. When something about me, when I watch people dance, whether it's on stage or whether it's in a cipher or in a battle, I always, when I watch them and I fall in love with their energy, I try to think, what is it about them that makes them dance like that? Why are they dancing like that? What is it about their aura and their energy that makes them so like, oh my God, I love it. Like I'm drawn to them. And it's almost kind of like that quote, I want what you're eating. And it's not jealousy. It's just like, I want to enjoy the dance the way you dance. What is it? What are you surrounding yourself with? How are you training that makes you so in love with it? And I like to be around that. I don't care about people who have like power tricks and blah, blah, blah. You know, that don't mean shit. If you could dance all this power, but you're fucking boring, I don't care. But when people can take the simplest move and make you fall in love with them just by watching them, that's where I'm like, ooh, and then I think, what is it about them? You want to know what is it about them that makes them so lovable? Study them. That's how I see it.
Right.
I love and respect dancers who really know how to translate the music and the love in their physical. I hope that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, yeah. So your question is, why is that?
No, I was just saying that I tell my students, like, or I suggest to my students, hey, when you watch people, don't always watch the people who have like all these cool power stuff. Like, there's people out there like that your eyes are gonna be drawn to, and you're gonna love the way they dance. But like, ask yourself, what is it about them? Why do you love the way they dance? What is it like? What are they eating? You know, analogy. What are they eating? You wanna have what they're having. And it could be in the form of training. It could be in the form of their discipline, you know, so it's like that.
Yeah, so that really is critical, and we need to study. And the problem that people have is we're always looking, we're always observing, we're always studying, but then some people then will compare it. Well, I'm not good enough, or I'm not, don't make stuff up.
Yeah.
But train yourself. And again, this is why you need a meditation practice. This is why you need to learn how to observe. And meditation teaches you that skill of observation. And when you can learn how to observe, then you're like, whoa, what is that person doing? That's amazing. And then I can incorporate that into me.
Yes.
And this is not only with dance, but look at everything else. Look at someone's character. What is it that you're lacking? And not because they're better than you, but because, oh, wow, they have a strength in this area. And I like that. And I want to be more on time. Oh, I want to be more punctual. Oh, I want to be louder and more energetic. Oh, I need to be more wise and reserved. Oh, whatever it is. And we need to be balanced and whole. So study it neutrally, and take the thing that they're teaching you and incorporate it into yourself. And then that's how you level up.
Yeah. So interesting.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Because otherwise you'll just be jealous, you know, and it's counterproductive.
Yeah.
And then you go into a negative cycle, and then you beat yourself up. Oh, I'm not so good. And then you can't get out of bed. You know,
to be honest, I can easily get in that jealousy space, but I'm trying to surround myself and have mentors around me to help me, because I am still so new at this dance and so immature in certain ways regarding the competitive side of it, that I need to be around respected people who've been in this dance for a long time and that are still active and have respect, like Eddie, you know, someone like Eddie, to help me get my mind in that right space, you know, like if I, you know, don't pass prelims, or if I, you know, lost something, like it's like, it can't, like my mind will go, oh, it's because I suck, you know, or oh, it just wasn't my day. And whether it wasn't my day or the music wasn't in the cards, I feel like I need to have mentors, to have cheerleaders around me, to offer me that support, so that I can continue to stay grounded.
Yes. Yeah. So it really is helpful. So that's one level of support. But what I would like to offer everyone is a different level of support, where you said, like cheerleaders and friends. And why we need to develop a sacred space for ourselves is because we need to be that cheerleader for ourselves. We need to take that time to practice and get grounded, not when the crisis hits, but again, just every single day, take time to get quiet, to get still, to reflect, to contemplate. So then when situations hit, you know how to observe yourself. You know how to praise yourself. You know how to, yeah, all of that stuff is great. But if they're not there, then what happens?
Yeah.
But for me, is I need to make it a practice and to really take care of myself. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
very important. And really, I'll just throw in why meditation is so important. I'm not an advocate. I'm not none of that stuff. But for me, I just do it because it's necessary. The same way in our world where we shower, physical body, because we get dirty
Yeah.
and we shower. Can you imagine what it's like going one day without showering? It feels okay. What about 1 week without showering? Then you're just like dirty.
Yeah.
And it's the same, and it took us in the beginning, developing a habit. Every day, when you're sad, you shower. When things are stressful, you can't pay, you still shower. When you're happy, you still shower. And it's a habit that we clean ourselves. And that's the physical body. It gets dirty. But at the same time, our mind gets dirty. We get jealous. We get angry. We interact with someone and we attach and we're fearful.
Yeah.
But then how do you clean your mind? How do you shower your mind? And for me, it's the same thing. You just need to sit down, get in a sacred space, get quiet, and shower. Let the emotions go. Otherwise, you're interacting with the world with a dirty mind. So then the next thing that you do, it's already tainted. It's already tainted. So the same way we do for the physical body with the shower, you have to do that with the mind. Let the jealousy down. Let the greed down. Let the aggressiveness down, and just let it purify and clean your mind. So then you'll know how to react when situations come. Then you will develop wisdom. Then you know how to validate yourself. Then you know, what is my intention really? Oh, my intention, I say one thing, but it's not really true. Oh, let me get back to my real intention. So that's why that space is so important, to clean your mind, so you develop the skill of observation. You can see yourself clearly. You can see other people clearly. And then you can see what's happening in the world clearly. And that's it. This is no woohoo, none of that stuff, but it's just training to help you clean your mind so you can see clearly. Otherwise, you're forever going to have issues.
And I feel like that's what this pandemic is for. We have a question here from SC Loves Blue. What are the differences between a meditator and someone who hasn't worked on it at all during this time? What are the qualities?
The qualities is that when someone meditates, they're able to observe things neutrally. Yes, the pandemic hit. Yes, it's affecting your family the way it's affecting my family. Yes, it's affecting your life the way it's affecting my life. But instead of that, someone who's meditate, they're able to just see the facts. They're not, they don't so quickly add like emotions. And then fear. And then I'm going to post a status and everyone freak out.
And then panic shop, which is what happens. Did you hear that it was going on in yeah, okay. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. Right. And the same thing that happened where it's funny watching in America and everyone panic shopped. Yeah, because the greed kicked in and it was animal instinct kicked in. But here in Thailand, I'm here at a small village in Chiang Mai. When the pandemic hit, everyone came together. And everyone who had resources gave to the ones that did not. So we were worried about some of the villagers. So we collected water and food and we gave it to them. But we wanted to make sure everyone had enough. So that is the difference where you start to see things clearly. You have compassion and everyone's interconnected and you just help out. And then with that stillness, you know what you got to do next. Just neutral, calm, gentle. Let's get to work. Let's get to work. And it doesn't mean like I'm not working. Yeah. But it's just I'm working, but very neutral. I'm trying to help the world but not making more issues.
Yeah.
And there's some people who are trying to help the world, but you're making more issues than it already is. So relax, calm down, train your mind, and don't be so reactive. Just see the situation as it is and take the next steps.
Yeah, it's I think people in America are trained to be every man for themselves type of thing. And it, yeah, it like it scared me, like when the whole like panic shoppers went in, and seeing empty shelves, it really got me emotional. I even started like tearing up at Northgate, like where it's like, oh my
Right.
God, there's no food, there's no meat, there's no pasta, like what. And that was how I imagined this entire pandemic to be. And I didn't, we don't know how long it's going to be, yada yada, but now things are a little bit more in order. But still, like, people still have an every man for themselves type of approach to life. So it's scary because I feel like if shit hits the fan, there's not going to be a community to help, like the way you said there's a community in Thailand to help. I feel like you do what you need to do to survive. And that's the energy I feel around me, not in my house, but just around the city. Like, if you are out, you can ask for help, but
Right.
so that scares me.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have about 10 minutes left together, and I wanted to kind of tackle on one more topic, or maybe
Yeah,
make
please.
it short and then get. So if you guys are still here, thank you so much for tuning in. We'd love to answer if you have questions for Nick. Nick is, the one who's kind of spearheading, and he's our guest. So if you have any questions for him, ask him. He's here to help us out. If you have questions for me, I'm happy to answer as well, or I could answer on DM. But the last question that I want to do, or kind of get us to talk about, is how to care for our mental health and practice self-care during this pandemic. I know you mentioned about meditating. That was such a big topic, for us to discuss now, but other things that you can suggest on caring for our mental health and practice self-care during a time that everything on social media and the news is toxic.
Yeah. So,
Question
yeah,
from me too.
right.
Like, help
Yeah.
me.
In Buddhism, yeah, in Buddhism, one of the things that we talk about is our our sixth sense base. So make sure we pay attention to what is coming in. So that's through your eyes, your nose, your ears, your mouth, but everything that is entering into your space. What are you digesting? And there's a lot of things where the first step is just to stop. Stop. If the news is not effective for you and it gives you more anxiety,
Yeah, that's me.
that's going through your eyes,
Yeah.
that's going through your ears, and it's just repeating, repeating. And how do you stop the stress? Don't let it enter. Close the doors.
Yeah.
Close the doors. If social media is not strong and you're on Instagram, I checked Instagram again, and damn, there are a lot of beautiful people. And I'm like, I'm a monk and I want to work out,
Yeah.
So when you see that, then you just eliminate that source that it's coming through your sensory system.
Yeah.
So for now, it's just get rid of those things. If it's not helpful for you, just get rid of that. If drinking is not helpful for you, stop drinking.
Yeah.
Don't let it through your mouth. If gossiping is stressful for you, then don't. And this is a time to get rid. This is a time to purge. Look at your friends. Now that we can't go out, well, we have some friends that we're around who are not supportive. This is a perfect time to get rid of them. So again, we're allowing so many great things to infiltrate our space.
Mm-hmm.
But now, because of the pandemic, like I said, it's an opportunity to now you can get rid and clear of everything. Just take a pause and take a break. Get rid of the news, get rid of the friends, get rid of everything, and go through every single space in your home, your computer, your phone, your bills, everything, and clean house. This is spring cleaning at the max.
Literally spring cleaning because it's spring.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Makes sense to me,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
because it's bombarding our senses, and then we don't understand why. Well, we have control in that we turn off the power source. Don't let it enter here. Don't let it enter here. And when it's not there, it's not an issue.
Yeah.
And then when you make space, then you have time to actually do your own work. Then start putting attention into areas in your life that has not been tended to. Clean up, and put all your energy there. Because I always say, everyone wakes up. Let's say you have $100, and already when you watch the news, that's $18. When you watch, your energy went out there already. And you talk to this friend who's not so supportive, and you spend $12 more. And you keep doing this over and over. And by the end of the day, you're about to start your day. It's 8 a.m. and you're starting with $16. You have no money.
Yeah.
You have no psychic energy money to work on your own life. So again, cut everything off and use every ounce of energy to pursue yourself, to pursue your dreams. And also a thing that we talked about earlier for you, Mel, is feel proud. One, connect with your intention, get it very clear. And now when you do things, just feel proud and sit in that. Like how today you did an Instagram live and you did it, and that's it. And sit in that feeling. None of the number stuff, none of the anything. But for me, I have two gauges for success. One is, did I betray myself? And two, did I do my best? This is how I judge if I was successful or not. So every day I go through at night and I ask myself, today, did I sell myself out? No, I didn't sell myself out because Mel wanted to do an Instagram live and I got to help out a friend and reconnect.
Yeah.
And then, this is what I did. And then, did I do my best? Yeah.
Yeah.
I did my best and I showed up.
Yeah.
And with that, I'm so proud. I'm so proud. And I sleep in such a good feeling and I let it recharge me.
Thank you for saying that. And to be honest, this is something I struggle with when you said, Mel, be proud, just be proud. It's something I struggled with for a long time, and I know we're about to end, sorry, but I'll just say this really quick and maybe we can go like 5 minutes over and we'll cut it.
Sure.
I have a hard time taking compliments. I have a hard time celebrating when things that are good happen to me. Like, for example, like, just like getting an award or making it past prelims or even making it to finals at a certain jam, and I feel like I'm undeserving of it, even though I know I worked hard, even though I know I'm not being like, oh, we actually have to end in 2 minutes because this Instagram live is end. So anyway, like, that's something I struggle with. So I think I'm gonna start practicing that, just kind of celebrating. But I know we have like 1 minute and 45 seconds left. Nick, do you want to like say what you're currently working on really quick, 1 minute, and where they could reach you?
Nothing's so important, but really they can check the YouTube, all of that stuff. You can find me. But really, for anyone out there who is struggling, use this as an opportunity, like I said, and don't beat yourself up. I haven't been taking care of myself. Oh my God, I haven't been learning. No, it's okay. This is a new time. This is a new environment, and just start today. When I came to Thailand and I talked to my teaching monk and I wanted to change my life, and he gave me a simple recipe. And he said, easy, you don't need to do anything, but just any of the bad things that you're doing that's not working, just stop it. That's it. The second thing is do more good. And the third thing is to meditate, purify your mind. And that's it. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Nick. And thank you everyone who tuned in. This is going to be live for 24 hours. We hope we added value to your life. All that love for you, Nick, right there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And much love to everyone. Hang in there. Clean ourselves physically, mentally. We'll make it. All right. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much, Nick.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Love you. Miss you.
See you.